Today our topic is what the ancient Stoics can teach us about wealth. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who lived thousands of years ago, but their ideas about life, happiness, and wealth are still very useful today. They believed that true wealth is not about having a lot of money or expensive things. Instead, they thought that real wealth comes from having control over your mind, your emotions, and your actions. The Stoics taught that if you can master these things, you will be rich no matter how much money you have. Let's explore some of their key ideas about wealth and how we can apply them to our lives today. First, the Stoics believe that wealth alone cannot make you happy. Many people think that if they have more money, they will be happier. But the Stoics said this is not true. They believe that happiness comes from within, not from external things like money, fame, or possessions. For example, imagine two people. One is very rich, but always worried about losing their money. And the other is not rich, but feels content and grateful for what they have. The Stoics would say that the second person is richer because they have peace of mind. They understood that no amount of money can buy inner peace or happiness. Instead of chasing after more money, the Stoics focused on developing qualities like wisdom, courage, and self-control. These are the things that truly make a person rich. Another important idea from the Stoics is that wealth can be a tool, but it should not control you. Money can be useful for buying food, shelter, and other necessities. It can also help you take care of your family or support good causes. But the Stoics warned that if you become too attached to money, it can start to control you. For example, if you are always worried about making more money or keeping what you have, you might lose sight of what is truly important in life. The Stoics believe that we should use wealth wisely, but we should not let it define who we are. They said that true freedom comes from not being dependent on material things. If you can live a simple life and be happy with what you have, you are truly wealthy. The Stoics also taught that wealth is not permanent. They believed that everything in life is temporary, including money and possessions. Today you might be rich, but tomorrow you could lose everything. This might sound scary, but the Stoics saw it as a reason to focus on what really matters. Instead of placing all your happiness in things that can disappear, they said you should focus on building a strong character. A strong character is something that no one can take away from you. For example, if you lose your job or your savings, you can still be a good person, help others, and find joy in life. The Stoics believe that this kind of inner strength is the greatest wealth of all. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Seneca, wrote a lot about wealth. He was very rich himself, but he did not let his money control him. He said that wealth is like a servant, it should work for you, not the other way around. Seneca also warned against becoming greedy. He said that greed is like a bottomless pit. No matter how much you have, you will always want more. Instead of chasing after more and more, Seneca advised people to be satisfied with what they have. He said that if you can learn to be content, you will always feel rich, even if you have very little. This is a powerful lesson for us today, especially in a world where many people are always trying to get more. Another Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, had a different perspective on wealth. He was born a slave and did not have much money or possessions, but he believed that this made him freer than many rich people. Epictetus said that true wealth is not about what you own, but about how you think. He taught that we should focus on the things we can control, like our thoughts and actions, and not worry about the things we cannot control, like money or fame. For example, if you lose your job, you cannot control that, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to stay calm, learn from the experience, and look for new opportunities. Epictetus believed that this kind of mindset is the key to a rich and fulfilling life. The Stoics also believed in the importance of gratitude. They said that if you want to feel wealthy, you should focus on what you already have, not on what you lack. Many people today are always looking for the next big thing, a better job, a bigger house, a newer car. But the Stoics said that this kind of thinking only leads to dissatisfaction. Instead, they advise people to take time each day to appreciate what they have. For example, you can be grateful for your health, your family, or even the simple things like a good meal or a beautiful sunset. The Stoics believe that gratitude is one of the quickest ways to feel rich, because it shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. Another key idea from the Stoics is that wealth should be shared. They believe that money and possessions are not just for our own benefit, but also for helping others. The Stoics said that when we share what we have, we become richer in spirit. For example, if you have more than you need, you can use it to help someone who is struggling. This not only makes the other person's life better, but it also brings you a sense of fulfillment and purpose. The Stoics believed that this kind of generosity is one of the highest forms of wealth. Finally, the Stoics taught that wealth is not the goal of life. They believed that the purpose of life is to live virtuously, to be a good person, to help others, and to make the world a better place. Money can help you achieve these goals, but it is not the goal itself. For example, if you use your wealth to support your family, to create jobs, or to contribute to your community, then your money is serving a good purpose. But if you are only focused on getting more money for yourself, you might miss out on the deeper meaning of life. The Stoics said that true wealth is not about how much you have, but about how you use what you have. In conclusion, the ancient Stoics have a lot to teach us about wealth. They believe that true wealth is not about money or possessions, but about having control over your mind, your emotions, and your actions. They taught that wealth can be a tool, but it should not control you. They also believe that wealth is not permanent, so we should focus on building a strong character and being grateful for what we have. The Stoics said that wealth should be shared and used to help others, and that the purpose of life is not to get rich, but to live virtuously. These lessons are just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. By following the Stoic philosophy, we can learn to be truly wealthy, no matter how much money we have.